So here's the question. As a real estate investor, how do you build a business that you're excited to show up to every day while you constantly grow your stream of passive income that you and your family can depend on for life without having to leave your computer or even live somewhere that houses are affordable? That's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. Welcome to the Virtual Real Estate Investing Podcast with your host, Brian Elwood.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. All right, so in last episode, we talked about the first cure for shiny object syndrome, which, if you don't know what it is, it's the worst disease that an entrepreneurial type person, a visionary type person could ever have. It's the most common one, and it is the Achilles heel of all of you entrepreneurs and visionary minded people out there, because you get excited about one thing or another and you tell everyone about it and you start to work on it, and then you completely forget about it in 3 weeks and you're on to something else. And so you never make any progress. You never see any results. And it's a big problem. And in the last episode, I talked about how starting with your passion, what's really going to excite you, something you're truly interested in and care about, will greatly reduce the fact that shiny object syndrome is going to derail your efforts, because you will be in it for the long haul, because it's something that you really want to do. You really want to build it, and you would build this business even if you had all the money in the world already. So the other thing is just as important, because even if you start something that you're passionate about, you've got to have what I call a finisher on your team to see it through. Russell Brunson talks about this. There's two types of entrepreneurs. There's a starter and there's a finisher. The starter is the visionary, the person that gets excited, comes up with all the ideas. And the starter is a very important person to have because they dream it up and come up with awesome ideas that are going to change the world. The problem is that the starters lose their excitement for the nuts and bolts of actually integrating the idea. So the starter might say, dude, we should start a podcast. This will be so awesome, and we can change the world. We can have all these people on and interview them, and it'll be a great idea. And it really is a good idea. But the problem is that if the starter himself or herself starts the podcast and goes through all the technical details that are required to learn how to actually launch a podcast, they're going to lose interest in all that. And they're going to say, man, I hate all this. This sucks, Their passion dies as soon as they get into the weeds on anything. And so that's where the finisher comes in, because finishers love to integrate. They love to put the plan in place to make something a reality and to see it through, button it up, and deliver it with a nice shiny bow on top. And all of the famous combinations of people, like you've got Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, his sidekick Woz. Steve was the visionary and Woz was the integrator. Russell Brunson, he's the visionary, and he's got a guy that's a co-owner of ClickFunnels that is his integrator. Integrators keep everything on board and kind of nice and buttoned up and organized, and they actually see projects through to the finish. I've got a rock star guy on my team for this business named Danny Coleman, who is my integrator. And I come up with all these awesome ideas, and he says, wait a second, bro. You said you wanted to start this podcast, so why are you telling me now to stop that and build this website? So another cool thing about the integrator or the finisher, same person, is that they kind of act as a filter for all of your ideas. And they can be the one to keep you on track, because the visionary is sort of the wild person that's all over the place and they're super excited, but they're not focused. There's a awesome book called Rocket Fuel. It's by the same guys that wrote the book Traction, and they're both business classics. And Rocket Fuel, the entire book is about this relationship. They call the visionary and the integrator. And every good business has both. And if you're listening to this, you are either one or the other. And so the issue is you've got to figure out which one you are, and you've got to hire or partner up with the other type in order to be successful. It's these two personalities that make up all of the really successful businesses out there. If you dig into them, there's a visionary who's kind of at the top. And that person usually gets all the credit, and they're the face of the company, and they're credited with all the innovation and the ideas. But behind the visionary is always an integrator, someone who finishes things, someone who sees it through and makes sure that that vision actually becomes a reality. Because the visionary could never do it on their own, because they'd just change and do something new once they got into the weeds. Visionaries hate spreadsheets and building websites and lines of code and all the crap that is necessary to build a business. So, cure number 2 for shiny object syndrome. If you're listening to this, most likely you're a visionary. If you want to start your own business and you have the guts to do that, and you're excited and passionate about creating something, you have a vision. You need an integrator as soon as you can. If you can't afford to pay somebody, then give them equity or something. But partner up with somebody who can take your vision and all your ideas, put them kind of into a funnel or through a filter, and make that a reality. If you can find that person, you'll be able to scale a business and be massively successful. And you also will have a cure for your shiny object syndrome. In fact, you'll be allowed to have ideas and get excited about stuff and continue to be who you are, because you've got somebody finishing what you started. You've got somebody executing on your ideas, seeing them through to the finish. It may be hard for you as a visionary to imagine that someone could ever want to do all those details and make checklists and build systems and processes to make something, a reality, and to make it all buttoned up and nice. But for an integrator, that's exactly what they enjoy. They don't really like coming up with ideas and being a visionary. They'd rather find someone else's vision that they buy into and believe in, and they can be a integral part of making that vision a reality. So even though the visionary gets all the credit, there's no better person or smarter person. It's just different people. And the best way to get success is for these two types of personalities, these two very different people, to partner up and to learn to work together. And yes, the person's going to frustrate you, and you're going to frustrate them until you learn to work together. Read the book Rocket Fuel, and it will save you lots of drama, and it will teach you how to have a healthy relationship with your other part. If you're the visionary, you need to hire an integrator. There's ways that you guys need to work together so you stay on the same page and you make each other happy, just like any other relationship, because business and life are the same concepts that make a relationship in the normal non-working world healthy need to apply in the business world. That's also why communication is key to healthy business relationships, whether it's people of equal, levels of power on the org chart, or just communication all throughout the entire company. I find that the more I talk to my current business partner, the better our relationship is. And so all the same facets of relationships, except for the sex, exist in business relationships. And you've got to realize that and learn how to work with people. So hope that helps, guys. Cure your shiny object syndrome by finding something you're passionate about and then getting your visionary or your integrator to partner up with you so that you can actually stay focused, stay on course, and make the vision a reality. Thank you guys for listening, and I will see you on the next episode. Till then, bye.
Want more? Get your free copy of Brian's book that is changing real estate businesses everywhere. Just go to www.fireyourself.net. Also, register for your free virtual real estate investing online masterclass at virtualinvestingclass.com.